Captain Jake Larkin gazed out of the viewport of his ship, the Unity, as it glided through the nebulous waves of deep space. The hum of the engine faded to white noise in his ears as he adjusted his focus, the shimmering planet of Zephyria coming into view. He had read the reports, an advanced race with a culture unlike anything humanity had encountered before. He leaned closer, curiosity brimming. "Hey, Jake. You ready for this?" shouted Lieutenant Sarah Mills, her excitement palpable as she waltzed into the cockpit. She was one of the youngest officers on the team, but Jake had come to value her adventurous spirit. Jake grinned, still peering out at the planet. "As ready as I'll ever be. Just hope I don't trip over any of their customs." She chuckled. "You'll be fine. Just remember, if they offer you food, it's probably not poisonous. Unlike that algae you tried back on Delta Minor." He rolled his eyes, an amused smile creeping onto his face. "You're never letting me live that down, are you? I was just trying to be polite." "Right, polite," she teased. "Just remember to be yourself. They'll appreciate it. They're not like the others." Jake nodded, feeling a weight of responsibility settle on his shoulders. "I know. This is more than just a mission. We're building relationships, right? We want to learn, share, coexist." Sarah raised her eyebrows with a knowing smile. "Look at you, Mr. Diplomacy. Ready to charm the extraterrestrials?" "Just hoping not to offend them more than anything," he replied, a hint of anxiety surfacing. As the Unity approached the landing zone, the vibrant colors of Zephyrria's landscape unfolded below. Tumultuous blues and purples blended together, creating a breathtaking mosaic that made Earth pale in comparison. "Whoa! You see that?" Sarah pointed at a cluster of enormous, shimmering plants that seemed to sway gently even without any breeze. "They look like they have their own rhythm." Jake's heart raced with adrenaline. "Let's check it out." He looked back at the controls, guiding the ship down with precision. Minutes later, the ship touched down gently on the soft, mossy terrain. They activated the landing sequence, a hiss of air releasing as the hatch opened. "Here goes nothing." Jake stepped out, taking the first tentative strides onto Zephyrian soil. Just then, a chorus of sounds erupted. Whispers, songs, and what felt like laughter filled the air. Sarah widened her eyes. "What is that?" "I think it's welcoming us," Jake guessed, his gaze shifting to a group of tall figures in the distance, radiant beings with skin that reflected light in mesmerizing patterns. "Go say hi," Sarah urged, nudging him forward. "Me? What if I accidentally offend them?" Jake worried. "Just relax. You're used to this. You've handled tough negotiations before. Just ask them questions, they love curiosity," she reassured him. Taking a deep breath, Jake approached, waving cautiously. "Hello. We come in peace." One of the Zephyrians, a stunning female with iridescent scales that glinted like gemstones, stepped forward. Her eyes sparkled like stars. "You are of Earth?" she asked, her voice melodic yet strong. Jake nodded, feeling the weight of her gaze. "Yes. I'm Captain Jake Larkin, and this is Lieutenant Sarah Mills. We are here to learn about Zephyria and share wisdom." "Wisdom," she echoed. "We are Syra. You come to bond." "Bond?" Jake asked, glancing back at Sarah, who whispered, "That sounds like courtship." "Yes," Syra affirmed, her gaze brightening. "Join us. The Festival of Bonds begins at twilight." Jake exchanged a look with Sarah, both intrigued and apprehensive. "The festival?" "A celebration of connections," Syra explained, her voice lilting. "You will learn our ways." As twilight descended, Jake, Sarah, and the Zephyrians gathered in an open clearing adorned with glowing flowers and twinkling lights. The atmosphere buzzed with excitement and the air thickened with anticipation. "Look at this place," Sarah exclaimed, marveling at the vibrant displays. "It's enchanting." Jake's heart raced as they took their seats among the Zephyrians, colorful lanterns illuminating their surroundings. Syra stood, raising her arms, and the crowd silenced instantly. "Tonight, we celebrate bonds of friendship, love, and unity across galaxies," she declared. The crowd erupted into cheers. "What do you think she means by bonds?" Jake whispered to Sarah. "I think it's about forming relationships, but in their way," she replied, her gaze fixed on Syra. As the first act began, a breathtaking display of dance and music, Jake found himself captivated. Syra's graceful movements drew the eye, weaving together complexity and beauty. Midway through the performance, a sense of warmth enveloped the crowd. Syra transitioned seamlessly into the audience, moving gracefully as she approached Jake. "Would you like to try?" she asked, her luminescent eyes twinkling. "Dance?" I don't know how," Jake stammered, his heart racing. "Let the music guide you," she encouraged, extending her hand. Jake hesitated but felt his body moving in response to her energy. Taking her hand, he stood up, allowing her to lead him into the rhythm surrounding them. As they fumbled through the initial steps, laughter erupted from both sides. "I'm terrible at this," he blurted, earning a grin from Syra. "Just feel. The stars model for us, dance flows like rivers." With each passing moment, he began to let loose, appreciating the joy of the shared experience. "That's it," Sarah cheered, her voice breaking through his concentration. As his feet found a rhythm, Jake lost himself in the music and the connection he felt with Syra. The boundaries between their worlds began to dissolve, and within that dance, a language of its own emerged. As the night wore on, Jake's heart was full with every laugh, every shared look and interaction among the Zephyrians. There, under the starlit sky of Zephyria, he felt something stirring deep within, a sense of belonging he never expected. The festival had become a feast of potential, a celebration not just of their cultures but of the possibilities lying ahead. And though he didn't understand the intricate details of their customs, something about the warmth of the Zephyrians felt like home. With Syra by his side, Jake knew this was just the beginning of an incredible journey. They danced without words, but in that moment, understanding flowed between them effortlessly. The possibilities were endless, and he could hardly wait for what the future held. Chapter 2: The Festival of Bonds. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over Zephyria. Jake awoke with the soft sounds of the morning chorus lingering in his ears. He looked out the viewport of the Unity. The landscape sparkled, alive with the colors of dawn, lavender skies blending into fiery oranges and soft pinks. He smiled, a sense of anticipation bubbling within him. "Rise and shine, Captain." Sarah's voice echoed from the ship's main deck. "We're not missing the Festival of Bonds today." Jake chuckled, tossing on his uniform quickly. "I'm coming. Just had to soak it in a bit." Once they exited the ship, the contagious energy of the festival enveloped them. The clearing was transformed, lanterns swayed in the gentle morning breeze, illuminating vibrant stalls filled with exotic fruits, shimmering fabrics, and musical instruments that seemed to hum on their own. "Look at this!" Sarah exclaimed, racing towards a stall filled with bright, pulsating fruits. "I need to try this one. What's it called?" Jake strolled over, examining the strange fruit. "I'm not sure. I think they said it's called Yelty, something about its taste being the essence of a star." "Then it's a must." Sarah grinned. She plucked one from the display, eyeing it like a rare treasure. Just as she brought it closer to her lips, a melodic voice interrupted them. "Careful. The Yelty covers the taste of its seeds, which can be quite strong." Syra appeared beside them, her radiant smile brightening the scene. "Syra, you're just in time to save my taste buds." Sarah laughed, backing away as if the fruit were a grenade. "Indeed, I would advise moderation," Syra said, her laughter dancing through the air. "But I can show you another Zephyrian delicacy." "Please do." Jake interjected, his curiosity piqued. With a graceful motion, Syra led them to a different stall overflowing with colorful draped fabrics. "These are called froliths, and they are soft as cloud. Zephyrians often wear them to celebrate bonds." "They look incredible," Jake said, reaching out to touch a fabric. It felt reminiscent of silk but with a unique texture that shimmered in the light. "Would you like to try some?" Syra asked, her eyes glimmering with enthusiasm. "Absolutely," Sarah declared eagerly. "Jake, come on, you can't just stand there looking amazed. Pick something." Jake chuckled again, feeling more at ease. All right. Why not this one?" He selected a rich azure frolith and held it to his chest, striking a pose. "What do you think? Am I ready for the festival?" "Perfect. You look like royalty," Syra laughed, clapping her hands together. "Now let's find you something to wear too, Syra. It'll be fun." Sarah fluttered towards another stall while Jake remained close to Syra. "You really embrace this festival, don't you? It is a celebration of connection. We believe that each bond, whether strong or frail, deserves its moment in song, dance, and joy," she explained, her tone passionate. "Sounds like a beautiful way to live," Jake replied, looking into her luminous eyes. "Back on Earth, we sometimes forget to celebrate the good moments." Syra tilted her head, curiosity flaring. "You do not find joy in connection?" Jake hesitated, contemplating her question. "We do, but often amidst the rush of life, it can get lost. It's easy to focus on tasks and forget to connect." "That is a shame," she said gently. "Connections can help us learn and grow. Embrace the moment, Jake." He nodded, the weight of her words sinking in. They both watched as Sarah came back into view, holding a swirling kaleidoscope of fabric. "Syra, look. I found one." Sarah beamed, draping it over her shoulder, the colors flowing naturally with her movements. Syra clapped excitedly. "You will look stunning. Would you like me to help you wear it?" "Please," Sarah exclaimed, handing the fabric to Syra. As the two women began working to wrap and drape the fabric around Sarah, Jake felt a rush of warmth at the sight. The The sound of laughter drew his attention back to the festivities around them. Groups of Zephyrians sang and danced, their energy contagious. Should we join them? Jake suggested, a smile breaking his seriousness. Sarah perked up. Absolutely. This is our chance to learn the dances they mentioned. Syra looked between them, her eyes sparkling. Then let us not waste any time. With laughter and cheers echoing in every direction, the trio ventured into the heart of the festival. They reached a clearing where the dances were underway, a burst of movement and color. Jake marveled at the fluidity with which the Zephyrians moved. Can you teach us? Jake asked, a good-natured challenge to Syra. Of course. The dances tell stories, she explained. Look at their movements closely and follow. Each gesture has meaning. Just let the rhythm take you. As Jake watched and mimicked the movements, he felt exhilarating freedom wash over him. Sarah, on his side, danced with abandon. This is incredible. So freeing, she laughed, twirling like a leaf caught in a breeze. Laughter echoed around them and they soon began laughing at their own clumsy attempts. Jake stumbled into Sarah, nearly collapsing in a tangle of limbs. Dancing is harder than I thought. He laughed, steadying himself after nearly knocking her over. Just remember to embrace the silliness, Sarah said, wiping a mock tear from her eye. After a few more songs, a break came, allowing them to catch their breath. Syra moved closer to Jake, her tone warm and inviting. You dance well for one who fears their steps. Thanks, I guess I'm more of a feel-it-out kind of guy, Jake replied, scratching the back of his head. But maybe I should take some dance lessons from you? She smiled, eyes gleaming. I would be honored. You have natural rhythm. Must be the space dust, he joked, earning a sweet laugh from her. Tomorrow, we can explore more of our traditions. I will teach you, Syra offered, a genuine warmth radiating from her. I'd love that, Jake replied, feeling a warmth swell in his chest. This place is truly something special. Just like the connections you create, Syra replied softly, her gaze steady on him. As the festival continued, laughter and music swirled around them like a vibrant tapestry, each moment weaving a deeper bond between them. Jake felt exhilarated. Whispers of friendship and possibility filled the air as the day unfolded, and for the first time in a long while, he let himself bask in the beauty of it all. With Sarah spinning in delight and Syra at his side, Jake realized that the festival was more than just a celebration. It was a glimpse into a new way of connecting, one he hadn't known he craved. And perhaps in the vibrant heart of Zephyria, he was beginning to find something more than friendship, something deeper, something magical. Chapter 3. Tests of Compatibility. The sun rose over Zephyria, casting golden light across the vibrant landscape. Jake stepped outside the Unity, feeling exhilarated from yesterday's festival. He couldn't shake the energy from his time spent with Sarah and Syra. After a quick breakfast, he found himself pacing expectantly, wondering what the day would bring. Hey, Captain. Ready to tackle your next adventure? Sarah's cheerful voice broke through his thoughts. She jogged up to him, a bright scarf draped around her shoulders. Absolutely. Syra mentioned some rituals we'll be participating in today, right? Jake replied. Sarah grinned, her excitement palpable. Yep. It's all about bonding. I think they call it the tests for the connections. You know, a rite of passage of sorts. Right? Bonding, Jake echoed, remembering Syra's warm smile. What do you think they will entail? Not sure, but I can't wait to find out, Sarah answered, her eyes sparkling. Good morning, Jake, Sarah. Syra greeted them as she approached, her movements graceful. She wore a stunning frolic, its colors swirling like the cosmos around her. Today, we begin exploring the essence of bonds. Jake felt a rush of excitement. What do you have planned for us? Syra clasped her hands together. We will participate in activities that show how well you connect with each other and with Zephyrian culture. It will be fun. Great. I'm all in, Jake said, his competitive spirit surfacing. First, we will start with a test of harmony, Syra explained. You both must create a melody with our native instruments. By crafting music together, you will share your spirit. Music, huh? I can handle that, Jake declared confidently, though Sarah raised an eyebrow in disbelief. Really? Just remember, you have to listen to me, she teased. Listening is key, yes, Syra nodded, her expression earnest. I will guide you. Together, they walked to a clearing filled with a variety of unique instruments. Jake examined a shimmering flute, its material glinting in the sunlight. Wow, this looks incredible, he remarked, picking it up. Careful. That is a lute flute, it requires breath control and a gentle touch, Syra warned gently. Would you like to try it first? Why not? Let's see what I can do. Jake brought the instrument to his lips, attempting to blow a note. It came out as a soft squeak, making him chuckle. It definitely needs some work. Try again, feel the airflow, Syra suggested, showing him the right posture. Jake attempted again, producing a series of notes that began to mingle with the sounds of Zephyria's wildlife. Not bad, Sarah said with a tap on his shoulder. Let me give it a shot. She grabbed a set of sparkly chimes. Let's combine, Jake suggested, nodding to their instruments. As they began to play together, the sounds felt disjointed at first. Jake focused on his own melody while Sarah followed suit. This isn't blending at all, Jake frowned, feeling the urge to lead. You need to listen to me. Hold back a bit, Sarah urged. We need to harmonize. Taking her advice, Jake adjusted his rhythm, allowing Sarah to establish a bass. Slowly, the music began to align, creating a vibrant harmony that felt alive. See? That's it. Sarah laughed, her eyes sparkling. Sarah clapped her hands, her joy apparent. That is beautiful. You are discovering your connection through melody. Jake and Sarah exchanged prideful glances. You know, this is kind of fun. Jake admitted, delight washing over him. Maybe we should start a band? Sarah joked, her playful smile infectious. After finishing their melody, Sarah beamed at them. Now we will move to the next test, dance. More dance. Jake groaned, though he secretly enjoyed it. Can't we just stick to music? Not when bonds are formed through movement. Sarah explained. Come. I will teach you the steps of our traditional dance. A mix of excitement and dread filled Jake as they moved to another clearing, where a circle of Zephyrians began to gather, their laughter and music blending into an inviting atmosphere. Just follow my lead, Sarah instructed, demonstrating fluid movements. And remember to feel the rhythm of our hearts. Jake took a deep breath, trying to embrace the energy. As they danced, he followed Sarah's graceful steps while Sarah struggled to keep pace beside him, giggling through her missteps. I don't know how you make it look so easy. Sarah laughed, nearly tripping. It's all about letting go, Sarah said, her voice warm and encouraging. Letting go? That's not my style, Jake joked, stumbling momentarily. Just trust yourself. Trust each other, Sarah emphasized. Jake exchanged an understanding glance with Sarah. Okay, let's do this. As they got into it, Jake found himself laughing, losing track of time. He watched how their movements reflected their individuality while still intertwining beautifully with Sarah's graceful patterns. You're all style and grace, Sarah, Jake shouted, the music pulsing through him. You are embracing it now. You both show potential. Sarah cheered, her eyes shining. Sarah twirled around, catching Jake's arm, and they stumbled into a fit of laughter. This is better than I expected. Who knew dancing with aliens would be this fun? I didn't, but it's refreshing, Jake replied, shaking off his earlier hesitance. After several dance sessions, a new challenge was announced. Next is the bonding circle, where we will express what we appreciate about one another, Sarah explained. Express appreciation? In front of everyone? Jake's eyes widened. This is key to building connections, Sarah encouraged. You must speak openly. All right, Jake said, forcing himself to smile. I'll try. But no judging if I mess up. As they sat in a circle with the other participants, Jake felt the warmth of community around him. The Zephyrians began sharing their stories and what they cherished about their relationships. One tall Zephyrian began speaking, their voice melodic. I cherish my music. It's not something I'm great at, but being here with all of you and sharing this experience makes me feel connected. Sarah smiled widely, clearly touched. And I appreciate this whole experience. Being out of our element has created lasting memories already. Sarah's eyes sparkled with delight. You both have embraced the essence of our customs and have opened your hearts in return. Jake glanced over at Sarah, realizing how deeply he valued her wisdom. Thank you, Sarah, for being patient with us. Your willingness to adapt is what connects us all. Let's continue to learn from each other, she suggested, her tone sincere. As the circle progressed, Jake felt himself begin to relax. He watched others share their experiences, the bonds forming right before his eyes. It wasn't just about the activities, it was about genuine connection. After the final round of sharing was complete, Sarah beamed with approval. You have experienced the initial steps of compatibility. Tomorrow, we will explore deeper connections, strengthening the bonds we have begun today. Tomorrow, Jake and Sarah said in unison, excitement bubbling within them. Yes, we will journey together to discover more about each other and find ways to strengthen our ties, Sarah confirmed. Sounds like a plan, Captain, Sarah exclaimed, nudging Jake playfully. As laughter filled the air once more, Jake smiled, feeling a warm glow of friendship wrapping around him. The day had brought laughter, challenges, and a sense of belonging that he hadn't expected. This journey into the unknown was slowly turning into something profoundly meaningful. And the best part? It was only the beginning. Chapter 4. The Dance of Touch. The soft glow of dawn seeped through the viewport of the Unity, waking Jake with a sense of eager anticipation. The previous day's festivities lingered in his mind like a sweet melody, and he smiled as he recalled the laughter he had shared with Syra and Sarah. "Are you still dreaming, Captain?" Sarah's teasing voice broke through his thoughts as she entered the common area. She wore a colorful wrap, enhanced with the vibrant patterns of Zephyrian culture. "Just thinking about today," he replied, stretching his arms. "What do you think Syra has in store for us?" "She mentioned something about the next step in deepening bonds," she said, alluding to the previous day's discussions. "I think it involves trust and physical connection." Jake raised an eyebrow. "Physical connection, huh? You know, like dancing and maybe some form of physical activity that symbolizes partnership," she said, her eyes twinkling with mischief. "Great. More dancing," he playfully complained, though the thought of connecting with Syra excited him. "But I guess I could get used to it. Just remember to embrace it this time. No falling over." Sarah laughed, nudging him. After a quick meal, they headed out toward the designated meeting spot. The morning air was crisp and the flora of Zephyria glowed in colorful brilliance. As they approached, they spotted Syra waiting under a luminous flowering tree, radiant in a flowing dress that danced with the wind. "Good morning. Are you ready to deepen your connections?" Syra greeted, her voice melodic. "Ready as I'll ever be," Jake replied, his excitement matching the nervousness in his gut. "Today focuses on the dance of touch," Syra explained, gesturing to a soft grass-covered area thoughtfully arranged for the event. "Through touch, we understand one another's intentions and experiences." "Sounds fascinating," Sarah chimed in, glancing back at Jake. "And a little intimidating." "Don't worry. Just be open," Syra encouraged them. "We will start with simple touches to explore each other's energy." "Energy?" Jake asked, still a bit puzzled. "Each Zephyrian has a unique essence that can be felt through touch. It's like an unspoken language," Syra clarified. "When you touch, you connect deeper, mind, body, and spirit." "That sounds profound," Jake admitted, intrigued. "Okay, let's do it." Syra guided them through various exercises, starting simple. They stood facing one another in a loose circle. "Now, simply touch your partner's hand and visualize your energy flowing," Syra instructed, demonstrating by lightly touching Jake's palm with her fingers. "Feel the warmth." Jake hesitated but then reached out to Sarah. As their fingertips made contact, an electric sensation coursed through him. "Whoa, that's unexpected," he exclaimed. "Yeah, it's like I felt a spark," Sarah added, her eyes wide. They switched partners and Jake found himself facing Syra. As their hands met, he closed his eyes, allowing the softness of her touch to wash over him. "Breathe, be present," Syra encouraged softly. "Feel the connection." Jake focused on her presence and he felt their energies intertwining, full of warmth and curiosity. It was as if he could see a glimpse of her thoughts, of her passion for her culture and her desire for connection. "That's it, allow yourself to fully engage," she said, her voice soothing and steady. After a few moments, they pulled back, simultaneously opening their eyes. Jake smiled, feeling a rush of nervous excitement. "Now we will move to a dance routine that focuses on harmony and connection," Syra announced. "This is about trusting each other's movements." "Let's hope I don't step on anyone's toes," Jake joked, earning chuckles from both women. "Just stay with the rhythm." "Follow my lead," Syra said confidently. As the music began to play, a soft, melodic rhythm that entwined in the air, Jake found himself actually enjoying the moment. Syra stepped forward, guiding him through the initial movements, her natural grace evident in every turn and sway. Feeling encouraged, Jake took the lead, mirroring her movements. As they danced, he became more attuned to Syra's body, coordinating their movements as if they were two parts of a whole. "Keep your hand on my waist," Syra instructed gently. "It creates a sense of balance." Jake placed his hand on her waist, the contact igniting a sense of warmth. "I think I'm getting the hang of this." Sarah joined them, twirling her way forward, her hair flowing as she spun. "Look at us. We've blended with the Zephyrian spirit. You both are doing beautifully." Syra cheered, her encouragement lighting a fire within them. As they continued, Jake felt the rhythm pulsing through him, the dance reflecting their connection. He noticed how Sarah and Syra shared subtle glances, encouraging each other in their common goal. Encouraged by their synergy, Jake relaxed, focusing purely on the music and the movements. They formed a circle, taking turns to showcase individual expressions. Jake stepped forward, losing himself in the music for just a moment. He twisted and turned, losing all pretense and allowing creativity to flow. "Not bad, Captain," Sarah called out, laughing as she joined in with her own improvisation. But suddenly, Jake felt an unexpected surge of heat as he dove back into the dance, and a sudden wild leap sent him teetering off balance. "Whoa!" Sarah exclaimed, extending her arms out in a graceful attempt to catch him. "Careful!" Jake managed to regain his footing, laughing sheepishly. "I tend to take risks when I feel the rhythm. And sometimes those risks can lead to surprises." Sarah chimed in, a spark of mischief in her eyes. Sarah led them through a more complex routine, emphasizing connection through touch and timing, trusting one another to coordinate. With every move, Jake felt their energies converging, creating a vibrant tapestry between them. As they practiced, Jake and Sarah found a unique synergy, a harmonious dance of warmth and trust. Guiding each other through careless twirls and laughter, it became apparent that they were more than just partners in the dance. At one point, the three of them joined the circle, their hearts racing, laughter heating the air around them. They spun, leaped, and twirled together, letting loose as the sun shimmered through the leaves above. "This is amazing!" Jake shouted over the music, adrenaline coursing through him. Finally, they gathered to catch their breath in the clearing, each panting slightly but wearing wide smiles. "That was fantastic!" Sarah exclaimed. "I didn't know I had this in me." "It's all about letting go, just like you said," Jake added, catching Sarah's gaze. "You really guided us beautifully." Sarah smiled, her eyes softening. "You both embraced the essence of Zephyrian connection. That is where the magic lies." "I think I'm getting addicted to this whole energy thing," Jake joked, earning another laugh. "Maybe next time we can all dance under the stars," Sarah suggested, glancing at Jake. "Next festival?" "I'd be up for that," Jake replied, his heart light. He looked back to Sarah, feeling an unspoken understanding pass between them. Sarah's expression shifted slightly. "You both have done well today. Tomorrow, we will explore deeper forms of connection, both as friends and as partners. Are you ready for that?" "Absolutely. We'll dive in," Jake said, excitement bubbling anew. As the sun dipped lower on the horizon, Jake felt a warmth encompassing him, a blend of friendship, trust, and connections he couldn't quite define. Standing beside Sarah and Sarah, he felt invigorated. This adventure was unearthing parts of him he didn't even know existed. And he couldn't wait to see where it would lead. Chapter 5, A Bond Forged in Mystery. The next morning, Jake awoke to the soft sounds of Zephyria's wildlife filtering through the air. Birds created melodies that drifted into his dreams, urging him to rise. He could hardly contain his excitement for the day ahead, knowing it would be a time to explore deeper bonds with Sarah and Sarah. As he made his way to the common area, he spotted Sarah already preparing breakfast. "Hey, you're up early," she called, flipping a colorful fruit onto a plate. "Couldn't sleep, too excited about today," he admitted, taking a seat at the table. "Any idea what Sarah has planned?" "Not a clue, but she made it sound thrilling." "Bonds beyond touch," Sarah mused, raising an eyebrow. "Intriguing, huh?" "Definitely intriguing," Jake replied, biting into the fruit. "These are fantastic. I wonder what else Zephyrians eat." "I think we'll find out." Sarah's eyes sparkled mischievously. "Maybe we'll have to cook something for them too." "Let's not push our luck just yet," Jake laughed. "I barely handle their delicacies without any mishaps." As they finished breakfast, Jake felt a flutter of nerves. The mystery of their upcoming activities lingered in the air, adding to his excitement. Moments later, Sarah approached, a bright smile lighting her face. "Good morning, you too," she chirped. "Are you ready for today's exploration?" "Absolutely," Jake responded, feeling invigorated by her enthusiasm. "Wonderful. We will engage in activities focused on shared experiences and intentions," Sarah explained, her voice melodic. "This will deepen the unique bonds you have formed." "What exactly will we be doing?" Sarah asked, her curiosity piqued. "First, we will create a shared vision of friendship," Sarah said, leading them toward a peaceful glade filled with glimmering flowers. "You will express your intentions for this bond through art." "Art? Sounds fun," Jake said, his heart racing. "Let's do it." Sarah echoed, her excitement evident. Once they arrived, Sarah provided an assortment of materials, natural dyes, vibrant fabrics, and shimmering stones. "Choose the colors and items that resonate with your intentions," she encouraged. Jake picked a deep blue dye and began mixing it with lighter hues. "I want to symbolize trust and open communication," he shared as he prepared to create a pattern on the fabric. "Great choice," Sarah exclaimed, looking impressed. "What about you, Sarah?" "I'm leaning toward vibrant oranges and yellows," Sarah said, passionately splattering paint on her fabric. I want to convey joy and warmth. As they began their art, the atmosphere buzzed with creativity. Jake felt the energy swirling around them, and his focus deepened. He worked on intertwining his designs, making sure they complemented Sarah's vibrant choices. "Jake, this looks amazing," Sarah said, admiring his work with bright eyes. "You really captured the essence of what we've experienced. What do you think about this?" he asked, pointing to a design that twisted in harmony with hers. Sarah joined them, her eyes sparkling with approval. "You both are expressing your thoughts beautifully. Art is a representation of how you perceive and share your connection." Feeling inspired, Jake added a few more strokes, pouring his feelings into the fabric. "This is more meaningful than I expected," he said, stepping back to admire his work. Sarah nodded, her voice full of sincerity. "I think we're capturing something deeper than words." Once they had finished, they revealed their creations to each other. Sarah clapped her hands in delight. "These tell a beautiful story, a reflection of your intentions for one another. I didn't realize how much I'd enjoy this," Jake confessed, feeling a sense of accomplishment. "Art can often reveal unspoken sentiments," Sarah explained gently. "Now, let's move on to the next activity." "What's next?" Jake asked, a mix of curiosity and anticipation bubbling in him. "We will engage in a tradition called the Circle of Intentions," Sarah informed. "You will gather in a circle, speak your intentions, and tie them to what you've created." Overwhelmed by excitement, Sarah exclaimed, "That sounds perfect." They moved to an open area where a circle of stones awaited them. Sarah instructed them to place their fabrics within the circle, emphasizing the importance of their words. One by one, they took turns. Sarah began, her voice resonating with sincerity. "My intention is to continue nurturing the connections I have created. I seek to understand and embrace new perspectives." "Beautiful," Jake murmured, feeling the weight of her words. Next, it was Sarah's turn. "I intend to celebrate all the joy in our lives, spreading positivity and warmth to those around us," she said, her heart swelling with sincerity. As they tied their fabrics to the circle, Jake felt warmth well up within him. He stepped forward, ready to share his intention. "My intention is to forge a lasting friendship built on trust, understanding, and discovery. I want to grow alongside both of you." "Gosh, that's so genuine," Sarah said, her eyes reflecting appreciation. As they placed their fabrics into the circle, a gentle breeze lifted the fabrics slightly, causing them to ripple together. Jake watched in wonder, feeling as though something magical was unfolding, weaving their intentions into the fabric of Zephyria itself. "This place truly has a unique energy," he commented, glancing at Sarah. "It reflects your intentions." "As you bond, the energy of this world strengthens," Sarah replied, her voice filled with warmth. After completing the circle, they took a moment to soak in the surroundings. The vibrant colors of their fabric blended seamlessly with the landscape, creating a stunning tableau that seemed to come alive. "This is incredible," Jake exclaimed, an overwhelming sense of gratitude washing over him. "I didn't think a simple exercise could mean so much." "Everything ties together, forming unity," Sarah said, gazing at the circle with appreciation. Now, we move to the final activity, the connection dance. "Another dance?" Jake groaned teasingly but couldn't hide his interest. "Yes, but this one requires more focus on connection between your movements," Sarah asserted with a grin. They returned to the grassy area and Sarah demonstrated a simple routine that required synchronization and trust. She paired them up and Jake found himself standing opposite Sarah. "Ready?" she asked, excitement igniting in her eyes. "Let's do this," Jake replied, feeling energized. The music began and they moved together, drawing energy from one another. At first, it felt awkward, but as they synced their movements, a rhythm emerged. Jake realized how intensely they connected through shared intentions and the openness cultivated throughout the day. "Feel the rhythm of your heart together," Sarah encouraged, moving gracefully around them. Jake focused on Sarah, their steps becoming fluid as they moved in harmony. With each turn, he felt more confident, trusting their shared intentions. When Sarah spun away, Jake instinctively reached out, guiding her back with gentle force. "This is perfect." Sarah laughed, her eyes sparkling with delight. The world around them faded away, leaving only the music and their connection. They spun, twirled, laughed, and found ways to express themselves through movement, something far beyond mere words. As they concluded the dance with vibrant energy, gradually stepping back from one another, Jake realized how deeply bonded he now felt with both of them. "That was amazing," he exclaimed, unable to contain his joy. "You both embraced the essence of connection," Syra declared, her pride evident. "You've shown how bonds can come alive through understanding and energy." Jake felt his heart race, a sense of fulfillment enveloping him. "I didn't think I could find this kind of connection outside of Earth." "We have learned from each other," Syra smiled gently. "And now you carry this understanding with you." As the sun began to dip on the horizon, painting the sky with vibrant colors, Jake, Sarah, and Syra stood together, admiring the beauty around them. A bond forged through shared experiences and understanding glittered brightly in their hearts. With laughter and promises for the future, Jake realized that this was only the beginning of a remarkable journey filled with endless possibilities and connections that would transform their lives forever.